All right, good afternoon, evening, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday live leadership call. My name is Brandon Ivy from Los Angeles, California. Thank you for taking your time out of your schedule for being here. We do this call once a week. This is a chance for all of us to come together to be able to kind of decompress over what's taken place within the last week, go over some updates that you might not have heard, reiterate the updates that we did go over, and talk about the upcoming week. This is not, and I repeat, this is not a customer service get-together. So when we do open it up for sharing, this is not to ask questions about customer service type and related activities. This is also special because this is the eve of what's about to happen tomorrow, which is going to be historic, which is our reset. I call it the master reset. I got sent new information. Let me, before I say something I'm not supposed to say, let me shoot a message to say if when this is going to be announced, because it is very important, because there is another update you guys have not heard about yet. When will you do the update? He might let me leak it out tonight. Leadership or give a hint. All right, so if he gives me the ability to, I'm going to say something tonight. Again, if you are not talking, please, I can mute everybody out. Make sure you have a clear noise. All right, so first let's kind of talk about this past week. The last 2 weeks have been very, very interesting in Up2Give. We've had a seesaw journey the last week and a half to get to where we are now. We are now on the verge of our, Daniel, why are you keep unmuting yourself? All right, there we go. We are about to have a master reset tomorrow, clean slate, a brand new giving box. We've collected all the data from the past 7 months. We see what works. We see what has not worked. We see what needs to be enhanced upon, and understand that the program itself was not flawed. What we had to see was the behavior of the community, how the community acted towards the program that we have. And then based on that activity, we can make the necessary adjustments to get the desired result. And what is our desired result? For you to receive as much contributions as you possibly can based on your work and your efforts. And if the system is designed to do something and the people aren't doing it, then we need to, make adjustments to make sure that that's covered. And that's what this one does. This new giving box keeps what we already had, meaning your ability to receive 40, 50, 60 amount of Bitcoin towards your closets if you go through all the steps and the stages. That is still there. What was missing was how do we put enough resources in your hands and your pockets on ground zero and step one to get you excited enough to want to keep moving forward. Because if you're not moving forward, if you're not doing activity, then the global community line does not move. It does not work. And if the global community line is not moving, then that means people are not receiving contributions. And if people are not receiving contributions, then that means they're not going to go to work to build the global community line. So you see the catch-22 that was happening there. So we had to figure out something, and I say we, it wasn't even me, a way that you guys would still have enough resources early on so that you can continue to move. So what did we do? Or what did Up2Give do? Up2Give, create it now. If you share with 3 people and you maintain 3 active members, then your membership fee is waived the next month. We eliminate that. We erase that. Now, I want to make sure that we're all using the right lingo as well. We want to get away from running around and saying it's 3 and it's free. Well, we don't want to use that free term, okay? So get that lingo out, 3 and it's free. So we talk about eliminate or erase your monthly membership. What does this do? Well, one, you eliminated your biggest problem that most people have, which is the risk of losing money. If you go to work and you share with 3, you're not in a position that you're losing money. If you share with just one person, you broke even. If you share with 2 people, you doubled what you have put in. If you share with 3 people or more, you're now having your business membership eliminated, plus you're receiving all contributions on every single individual you personally share this with from 3 and on. And at the end, we'll talk about a little bit of strategy going in. So those are the things that we're working with. We have a new giving box that goes 64 steps. There's no more reset after this, which means that if 60 days rolls by and you're on a certain step or stage and you haven't received your contributions that you qualified for, the system resets and you're going to miss out. There's no more of that anymore. Now you take your time. As long as it takes for you to go through all the steps is what's going to happen. Whether it takes 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, that's completely up to us. So you're not going to be in a position that we're going to reset again and you feel like you lost something. So with that, all that information, I want to hear some feedback since we're on the eve of this reset, because I know if we work this, and I'm going to tell you at the end what I believe is going to happen, but I want to hear some feedback from all of you guys about the new information that we have. How do you feel this is going to impact your business? Are you excited about it? Are you not excited about it? Are we ready to roll? You know, what's going to happen in your businesses? You've been talking to the members in your teams that don't plug in, because we have thousands of people, yet on a leadership call, we only have less than 200 that's here, which means there's a whole lot of people out there that is not getting this information. So we're relying on you to make sure you're spreading it to those that aren't plugging in. So raise your hand if you have anything that you'd like to share on this, about what you think is going to take place, anything that you might not be clear on when it comes to this, and then we're going to go forward from there. So first up, I see Peter O. from New Jersey got his hand up, so let me unmute Peter. Peter, floor's all yours.
Hey, Brandon. So, as always, thank you again for everything that you do. Guys, this is an awesomely exciting time. I'm actually going to be hosting a call, Brandon, if you can push this out there. I'm going to be hosting a call at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight, which will be basically let's call it I call it a pre-mixer, basically, for the reset. And so we'll have like a fire up call, get everybody, all happy and excited, and talk about like the real excitement of basically what this is really going to bring. So we'll get everyone together on that call, and then we'll take the energy from there and then shift that onto your call at 9 o'clock. And then this way we can really push everything in the right direction for Monday. But guys, this is an awesome time. I mean, we are really in a key moment. I mean, if you really think about this, and you really don't have to do a heck of a lot, but if you can take the bull by the horns and share just like you have been doing. And I know some of you are saying that this may be difficult because now you may have to rebuild again. Okay, worst case scenario, you actually do have to rebuild again. You rebuild again with 3 people, but here's the thing, you find the 3 people that you know now. It's like, okay, whenever we fail, or whenever we feel like we're going through some kind of failure and we say, oh my God, you have to think to yourself, well, what am I learning from this? What am I taking from this? How is this going to help me the next time around? So if you had that beginning time when you had people that were saying, oh no, I don't think I can do this anymore. Well, do you want to go after or talk to or speak to or share with those particular 3 people again who you know who aren't going to be driving forward, or are you going to get 3 people who you know are going to have the same energy, the same desire, the same belief, the same vision that you do, so that you know going forward every single month, these are going to be my people I'm going to run with. These are going to be my people I'm going to stick with. And you find those people and you stick with them like glue, and you make sure that you guys are working closely together as a core leader group for yourselves. And then this way you guys will be able to take it any way that you want. Remember, it's all about mindset, and it's all about setting our expectations. We set our expectations, we manage our expectations to where they should be, everything will be fine. If you set your expectations too high, that's when it's going to be difficult. Case in point, real quick, if you talk about like a call, like for example, I know everybody was so like, oh my God, about Jerry's call, and people got all worked up about that. But what was the expectation? The expectation you should have is that our CEO is going to be doing a call. That's it. Our CEO is going to be doing a call. And then what comes out of that, if it's something magical, then you're so happy about it. And if it's something standard, then you say okay to yourself. You know, these things are really, guys, make sure you mute your mics. Mute your mics, please. Or at any rate. So I don't want to talk forever, and I don't really talk this long ever on this call, but I believe it is important that everybody kind of gets that point across and understands really where we are right now. I mean, this ability for people to essentially erase their $32 monthly membership for every month going forward. I don't know if you guys really like put that in your minds and really put it to the front of your minds, not the back of your minds, the front of your minds, that you just need 3 people and that $32 is gone. So what is your risk? 25 bucks? $25. That's it. $25. And what is your capability if you go to work? Getting 15 Bitcoin. What if it takes you 4 months or 6 months or 7 months? Are you going to really care if you're getting about $150,000 contributed to you and your cause if it takes 7 months, if it takes 8 months? It's all about how much work you're going to put into it, how hard you're going to go, and when you're going to do it. And if you do it right from the start, I'm telling you guys, you're all going to win. All right, Bryden, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Peter. And Deb, no, I'm not going to talk about a marketing program or system because the company will be bringing that up, but I will at the end be talking about how to market this when you're talking to people and what to say. And so that's going to be at the end. So next up, Robert Dale, I'm going to mute you.
Hey, Brandon.
Go ahead.
I have a couple of questions for clarity. Is that okay?
Sure. Go right ahead.
First question is, going back through the giving box, and if you get through it quickly based on the fact that you built a big organization, how many times can you go through it in a month?
There is no limit. There's no limit.
Just when you come out, you can go right back in.
That's correct.
Okay, that answers that.
So we'll end up having individuals see, because we had some top leaders say, well, wait a minute, Brandon, 15 Bitcoin, what happened to 64 Bitcoin? Well, if you go through it 2 or 3 times in 1 month, 3 times, that's 45 Bitcoin in 1 month. So there is no limit to how many times you can re-enter. It's just based on how fast the global community line is going to be moving. And that is going to be based on us. So if you imagine we get 100,000 members in the giving box, then 500,000 and 1 million, then that sucker's just spinning real fast.
Yeah, I saw that. The fact that it dropped from 64 to 15 didn't really make any difference to me. The fact that at stage 4, you can get 1 Bitcoin was extremely exciting. I see that. The key thing is that as people move through, their contributions are coming to them, not waiting to get there. All right,
that's correct.
That's exciting. So so how many people does it take in your group to get to stage 3? Is it 6 or 8? I mean, 6 or 16?
Well, here's how you got to look at it. Step 2. ground zero and stage 1 is basically like a 2x3 matrix. You share with 2, you teach them to share with 2, they get you into step 2. To get through all 64 steps from your personal network, you need to have about 30 individuals in your personal network, which completes, I think it's a 2x4. But if you have 2 on you have your 2 people, 14 individuals underneath those 2 people completes that. Now, I cannot answer, because here's the next question is, at what steps does that kick in? I don't know, because the algorithm figures all that out. Only thing that I do know is that the algorithm is going to let you know when you if you hit a bump, where that bump is and who it is. So the way I look at things is, since we haven't experienced it yet, we haven't gone through it yet to be able to see, okay, this is what happened at this step, this is what happened there. I don't have a reference yet because we haven't experienced yet. So all I know right now is what I would tell the leaders to do is make sure that you share so that you have, you've duplicated enough to have 30 individuals in your personal network. The rest is going to be the global community line. And one major difference from the old to this one, when we had 40, 80, 160 at every stage in the global community line, it's much less now because the factor has moved from 4 to a factor of 1.5, which means it means, let's say, for example, if you get to a point and you see you have 10 people under you on that stage, but none of your personals might have hit that stage. A factor of 1.5 means you double that number to 20, and you're qualified. You'll be receiving all your contributions at that, instead of needing to have another by 40 people or 80 people beyond. So this is the algorithm that gets complicated with math, that is different for every person, because somebody that's a founder that might enter, let's say you enter stage 2 and you were the 75th person to enter stage 2. And then all of a sudden, the next person that enters after you, their factor is different than your factor. So it's different for every person. So I can't plot that out. All I know is, yeah, so I just know it's going to take far less people to receive all contributions on every stage, and you're going to be able to move through much, much quicker. And you'll be able to move through the steps multiple times in a single day. That may happen.
How many times can you enroll in one?
Anything else, Robert?
Yeah, what was that timing?
How many times can you enroll in a certain month?
How many times can you enroll in a given month?
Okay, so let's say we start tomorrow. Everybody's got one account, their main account. On July 15th, when we pay our monthly membership, at that point, you'll be able to re-enter a new account, even if your old account hasn't gone through all 64 steps. And then August 15th, you'll be able to enroll a new account. So at that point, you can have 3 accounts in. Now, from Mike's last call, he said you can only have 4 in at the same time. Only 4 accounts.
Okay. All right, and each account.
But only one a month.
Right, that makes sense. I got you. So those people are all new enrollees in that new account.
Yeah, it's your account, but so your old enrollees don't count towards your new account. You have to start all over with that new account. So get your first team of 6, 2 helping 2 to get yourself to step 2 on your new account. Yes, okay. All new people.
One last question. As we come out of the giving box and the people that are in my main account come out of the giving box, do they go back in the same order?
Yep, they follow you. They're your personals.
Those people, as they go through each of those times, and then the next account is a separate account going through, and the
Correct.
Third account, each month I can add a new account that's running through the box. Their movement's going to be their activity, their work.
That's correct.
All right, we're good. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate your help.
No problem. All right, next up is Derek. Let me unmute Derek.
Hi, Brandon.
Go
can
ahead,
you hear
Derek.
Me?
Yes, I can.
Great. Hi, everyone. Okay, I'd just like to say a few things, nothing much really. I had a little meeting with a few of our leaders, and we looked through the figures when everything was produced and all that. And I think what I like about this is it's so sustainable. You know, the one thing that we looked at prior to all this happening, we were wondering how that with 540,000, only 12% back into it was actually making it sustainable. And I can understand how the figures didn't work out, especially as we didn't go to the 50,000. So this is so sustainable. I can't see it failing in any way possible. And people are going to be taken on the ride, even if they only have their two eventually. So I'd just like to mention that. And also, I had an open day for my team today, and I really called, because I've got teams all over the world, I actually called them to speak to me about any issues they had with it. And I had a few people turn up, but all of them are good, and all of them are registered. And I think we've got a record amount of registers, more than we expected anyway. So yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Derek.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. This is a simple system. It is sustainable. You're going to be rewarded for going to work through the steps. You're also going to be rewarded from ground zero and stage one, where when we look at the last reset, where the vast majority of people were obviously in ground zero and stage one, which meant if they didn't go further, they really didn't make any more than $200 or less. So when you have people in that situation, they feel that the system's not working, that we need to do something about it, what's going on. So this new system solves that issue. All right, next up is Guy. Let me unmute. All right, I'm trying to unmute. All right, Guy, go right ahead.
There I am. Hey, thank you very much. Can you hear me okay, Brendan?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead.
Awesome. Thank you. First of all, on behalf of the whole community, thank you, Brandon, for all you do, brother. You are such a breath of fresh air to this industry, brother. You put your heart and soul to do the do's and don'ts and talks and to smooth everything for everyone. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate you very much. So what
Appreciate it.
I've been in this industry a lot longer than I want to remember, and I've never really seen anything or been a part of anything so amazing and wonderful and doable by anyone, not just me, than Up2Give. And my question is really, if not Up2Give, then what? Folks, look, a job, really, because what's out there? Really, but by being around this industry for so long, I can tell you that, for me, my personal opinion is that there is nothing this simple, this, what, I don't like saying the word easy, but I'm going to say it right now, it's easy. You're going to have to go to a job anyways, right? I mean, to sustain your cause. What's your cause? Oh, support your family, pay your rent, pay your mortgage, or what is it, right? So you have to go trade your time for money to make your boss richer. That's what you do when you go to a job. Why don't you have to put some energy there, your own personal energy? Why not put your energy into your cause? What's your cause? And Up2Give's right here is going to be here today and tomorrow. You hear Brendan saying all the time, every call, we hear Brendan say and people confirming that, that we are compliant, right? Totally 100% compliant with all the laws. And folks, this is a dream come true, that, you can truly make your dream come true in Up2Give. You're going to have to go to a job anyway to support your cause. Why not supporting your cause on your own, but not on your own per se, but with a team? Look at this, guys. This is one one dream. Everybody's got a dream, but you don't dream alone. Your dream is supported by a whole team. Look at this guy. Look, just take a look at Brandon, this superstar here. Okay, this guy is doing all the explanation, all the talks, and all the heavy lifting for all of us. Not only Brandon, we have Peter, we have so many other people. But guys, they're gonna come back, cycle through. You know, not cycle through, but you know, after the six, okay, stage 6, it's gonna come back under and push you up, whether you like it or not. So my advice really is think about it, okay, carefully. And that energy that you put in the job, put that energy in helping someone in need. So here you get rewarded for helping others, for helping others. Everybody loves to help. I mean, I know I do. I know Brendan pours his heart out there, helping all of us. We all do. That's what we're here for. Philanthropy. And that is the key of the thing. So why not putting that energy, you know, that you put into work, into JOB, just over broke, you know, term well beat up and used by so many. But, you know, this is the time for us to really talk about the JOB. That's because that's what it is. So now here, okay, you go out and just pick, you know, and I can guarantee you, if you go through your phone book, your contacts, you're gonna find at least 2 people that would love to be a part of your life in this. I mean, they would love to change their financial situation. They would love to put their heart and effort into their own cause. And so by telling them, hey, bro, you're not alone. We are together. One dream, one team. And here we are. And um, look, I just want to tell you, Brandon, and everybody else, that I'm so excited about this, and even more excited about this last resetting. What a break that is for everyone. And then when you help 3 people, come on, guys, really? Who would like to have a bill? I don't want a bill. I wanted to build it. I don't want to build 32 bucks more in my pocket every month instead of giving to the system. Everybody wants that, guys. And I don't believe there is any other opportunity out there that would offer, you know, not even a tenth of what Up2Give is offering. And it's not offering, it's giving it to you. And guys, this is not work. This is fun. This is rewarding. Anywho, I don't
Well,
want to
all
take
right.
there. I would appreciate you, Brandon, and everybody else. Guys, just dream up, dream big. Up2Give is here to help you and us, and we are all together. I never had, okay, in my network marketing career, I never had a team of such powerful leaders, amazing, heart-giving leaders. Like, look at this guy, Brandon. You know, I'm just jealous of his swimming pool, bro. But one day I'm gonna get one of those. I saw that in the video yesterday.
All
But
right. Well, thank you. Thank you, G.
thank you
I got to
so
turn it
much.
over to someone else now.
Thank you so
Well,
much. And guys, hey, God bless you all. Okay, good luck, everyone. Love you all. Take care.
I appreciate all those words and comments. I see you're excited. You should be. All right. Next up, I'm going to bring up John Breck. John, go right ahead.
Okay, Brandon. Well, listen, I got to tell you, I've been in this industry 30 years. I've made millions of dollars. I've owned my own company. I've built groups over 100,000. I've created network marketing pay plans. And when I saw you explain this the other day, I almost didn't get on the call, but I'm so glad I did, because this is genius. I have never seen anything like this. I mean, it's got, if you understand programming and how to build a comp plan, I'm not calling this a comp plan, this has got so many, it's got so many little rockets in it that just propel you to the next step. The fact that we're actually contributing more than we're bringing in is genius, because it pays people. It'll contribute. It takes less people to contribute, And then once you get through the 61st step, and then you come right back in behind everybody else, that's another jet propulsion move. Anyway, it's genius. I'm just telling everybody, it's like I told a guy today. I mean, this is the first time in years I've been able, truthfully, to send somebody an email or give them a phone call and say, stop what you're doing. I've got something that will change your life. And this is the first time I've been able to say that in years. So whoever developed this pay plan or this plan, I got to take my hat off to them. If the programmers can do this, guys, this is a home run. You don't want to wait. You want to get people in today. I mean, and just keep bringing people in, because you're doing them a big favor if you do. So anyway, back to you, Brandon. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you for sharing that, John. And you're right. It is mathematical genius, but it's only going to work if we work the system. It's like you got that Lamborghini delivered. It looks pretty. It looks great on your driveway, but all of a sudden, it's not going anywhere without gasoline. And one of the biggest differences, and I'm going to answer that question about automation from the last system, is that now it takes a lot. Hold on, let me mute everybody. That it takes less people to get more because more people is contributing more. The last system, just mathematically, you would contribute 1.34 something Bitcoin to go through all 6 stages, but you're in a position to receive 64 Bitcoin. Now, unless we've got 100,000 perpetually going through, it's just not going to work fast enough. So now for 15 Bitcoin, or in essence, you're receiving actually 45 Bitcoin. You're contributing 20-something Bitcoin. You're being left with 18 Bitcoin. You're taking 2.5 or so Bitcoin back into the system to do it all over again, which means you keep 15 Bitcoin. So you've actually contributed more than what you've kept, which is the entire goal of this. Now, we also know human nature, and we know how people are. And if you get to a situation where somebody receives, I don't know, 10 or 12 Bitcoin, and we're asking them to contribute 7 of it back, we know human nature. So even though if you contribute it back, you're going to be in a position to receive more, some people want to run off with their money and stay at that point. So that's why we'll be having the automation. It's not going to be at launch. We wanted it to happen at launch tomorrow, but it's not going to be ready yet to do it. So probably within the next couple of weeks, we'll have that automation in. So this is going to be for us to let our members know that when the system allows us to contribute, we do so, that not spend all your Bitcoin the moment you get it, to know that you're going to be contributing back to move to the next step. So you don't want to be in a position where you just blow your mind that, wow, I just received $8,000, and you spend it right away. No. So we got to get into that habit early on, because here's what's going to happen. If you decide that you're not moving forward and you don't contribute back, you're out of the system, and you got to start from scratch without your position. You lose your position. So now you're at the bottom of the global community line. So think about that. You get to wow, I just got $20,000-$30,000 worth of Bitcoin, and you decide, I don't think I want to contribute back. Well, you end up going back to the bottom, and you just cut yourself off from being able to receive a whole lot more. But the system, once it's automated, it still will have the option of you opting out. This is to be compliant. We can't make it fully automated to the sense where it's completely hands off, and you don't have to do nothing, and the system takes you all the way through. That's not compliant. That gets back to now, are we a securities? Are we guaranteeing a return on an investment? We can't do that. So if you want to have the option of manually contributing at that point, then you can press the button. Once you go through 64 steps, if you want the option of not continuing and take your Bitcoin and run, or 18 Bitcoin and run, that's your prerogative. But I don't know the exact date when the automation will kick in. Hopefully within the next week or two, because I know how people are. I knew the conversation for those that were looking at going to stage 5, when the old system, when we had to contribute $2,500. Even me, it said, Brandon, you're qualified for stage 5, and then it gave me the Bitcoin address, $2,500, and I was like, and then before I did it, I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm about to give $2,500. I did it, but I hesitated for a second, and my mind told me, I hesitated. I'm a 7-figure earner in this industry. I know that might be a difficult decision for somebody else who's never gotten that high before. So the system is brilliant on that aspect. So thank you for sharing that, John. Next, I want to bring up Vivian Polo. I'll mute you. Vivian, go right ahead.
Thank you, Brandon. I have another question, but just to piggyback on what you were just saying, to clarify, so people should be watching until it's completely automated, should be watching so they can continue to, everything will hit the wallet and then we'll contribute.
That's correct. That's correct. Okay. In fact, I think it's still going to happen like last time. If you've received a portion, the system may allow you to go ahead and contribute to move to the next step, even if you haven't received all. Now, the only negative of doing that with the old system is, what if the system resets before you receive all your contributions? Well, then you just lost out. This time around, there is no reset. So now you have the time for the old contributions to catch up to you. So should you or should you not? That is, again, is a personal thing. In my personal opinion, the moment I see a stage open up, and I'm only speaking for me, I'm moving to the next step. The moment a step says, Brandon, regardless of if I've received all contributions from the previous steps, I'm moving to the next step, because you will still receive contributions from multiple steps at the same time. So does that answer that, Vivian?
It does. It wasn't my original question, but it came up as you were explaining before. So that's the way it's going to be right now. And then hopefully with the automation, it's not going, then all the contributions won't hit my wallet at all. Only what I keep hits my wallet. Correct? After the automation, yes. After, when the automation kicks in, the only thing that's going to hit your wallet is what you're keeping. Okay, perfect. That was the question that popped up. The question I've been receiving from team members is, of course you're going to bark now. She's been quiet this whole time. The question I've been receiving is, so as we're thinking about help your two get their two, help their two get their two, you know, there might be a situation where you've got someone who can really work it, and it wants to help their two get their two. But then, you know, I don't know why anyone would, but who knows? I mean, sometimes you get sick, something happens, they lose track of things, and they drop out, but you've put your personal under them. Are they still connected to you in some way? Well, when you say you put your personal under them, did they sign up with their link, or you signed up under using their link because you've given it away? Do you know what I'm saying? Because you want to build down. Well, the system doesn't know you did that. All the system knows is that this person signed up with their link. So it's going to consider them their personal. Right, correct. And that's what I wanted to consider their personal, right? In terms of building. Right. But should that person, you know, fall off the face of the planet, what happens to whatever was built beneath them? And that might not be a good question that you got yet. Well, I don't have a full answer yet, because there's two things that can take place. Right now in the old system, on a one-on-one basis, let's say there was an open spot, the person you brought on board dropped out, but the person underneath them is still active. If you sent in a support ticket with that person's ID and say, you know, they're basically like an orphan and they need a new sponsor, and if you are the next up line, then they can manually make you that person's sponsor. That's on an individual basis. The system isn't designed to look
for that to fill in the gaps until we do what's called an actual purge in the system. So if the system purges, then those open gaps get compressed and this line of sponsorship goes to the next line up. I don't know when a scheduled purge will take place, but if you're in a situation where that hole is, send a support ticket in with their ID number, who the next upline sponsor is, and ask to have that sponsorship move to the next up in line. Now, this does not mean we're not going to be doing no cross-recruiting things right here,
No.
where somebody over there, you want to move over. No, we're not going to play that game. But in this
No.
situation, on a one-on-one basis, yeah, just send a support ticket in and contact Chris Hanks, and they'll work with you on that.
Okay. It was just a question that I got from one of the team members who wants to help his team put more, like, I've got 6 people here, so I want to get 2 and then give them 2 of my 2, like to actually just start building
Right.
down. And so, but then he goes, but wait, so that was the question. And I'm like, I don't know. So, which is why I'm
That's
here
no
asking.
problem. That's no problem at all.
Okay, well, thank you so much for everything you're doing and your presentations and your patience. Thank you very much.
No problem, Vivian. All right, and Joaquin from Sweden, we don't have an intro video yet for this new system. I haven't recorded a short presentation video yet because I'm still getting used to the lingo, and once I've got that down and I'm comfortable, then I'll record it. I got to tell you, it is far easier for me to do a live presentation than it is for me to record one. So once I've got that down in my head, I got to do it a couple more times. So maybe by Wednesday or so, I'll record a short presentation with the new information, and then the company later on will come out with promo videos with this. But this is not a compensation plan, so we don't want to have a whole company promo highlighting, eliminate your monthly membership by sharing with 3, or basically you're receiving all your contributions on ground zero on stage 1, what looks like if you share with 3, then that's $225. We don't want that to be any type of focus, because then the message gets mixed up. This is about philanthropy. But we'll be working on those type of things. All right, next up is, what happened to my cousin Marnita? I saw she had her hand raised. Next up is Reverend Ronald Armstrong, unmuted. Clicked it.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Brandon. I also want to add my voice, of all the people that really appreciate what you are doing and your presentations. I'm here in the south, in South Africa, and I also am aware of some groups in the north and even in Cape Town that are doing very, very well. I am with Up2Give from the beginning as a founder member, and I can say that I'm proud to be associated with Up2Give. Although, I must say, it wasn't an easy road up till here, from the beginning, all these months, and then I get to a certain stage and then I'm stuck. But I also stuck with Up2Give, believing in the vision of Jerry Lopez and knowing that we will succeed. And as a retired minister, after 40 years in the church, I'm still busy, and I'm still busy with training of ministers. And we have an association which we call UTSA, the United Theological Seminary of South Africa, and that is my cause, that I want to support UTSA so that we can have our own infrastructure in Cape Town and get students from all over the world, even from America, come to South Africa and be trained as a minister and go back to their countries and churches. That is our vision, and that is where Up2Give will come in, and so that we can be able to do that. Another interesting thing that I noticed from yesterday is the growth of Up2Give. I've seen yesterday, I keep note of the numbers. We were 54,800 members in Up2Give. And right now, we are on 56 to 90. So we're almost in almost this, not even 2 days. Up2Give has grown by almost 2,000 new members. And that is a very good sign that people are jumping on now. They're coming on now. And we are growing. And I want to say to you, Brandon, thank you very much. And I am very, very, very excited. I hope I'll be able to sleep a few hours tonight, because tomorrow morning we want just to do our contributions. Thank you very much, and God bless your work.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. The Reverend Ronald's been here from the beginning, and he alluded to the fact that, yes, we've had challenges from the beginning. It hasn't been an easy road. We were the guinea pigs to this thing working. We had a theory on paper, and then we had to make it happen, and we've made enhancements ever since to get to where we are right now, to cover all the bases, all the loopholes, all the, because human nature is we always try to find the best way to work something, and sometimes that can break the system to get to where we are. But when you have faith in something and you believe in something that you're passionate about, you got to have a long-term vision for it, which means you got to be able to go through the challenges and enjoy the benefits from it. And those of you that are still here, that's gone through all of those challenges, then you're now in a situation to reap the harvest of all your hard work. One thing that I'm always good at is I finish what I begin. If I said I'm going to give 6 months or a year to something, then I'm going to give it, regardless of what's taken place, because it is a process. It's a process that needs to happen. The old giving box from the last reset, it wasn't given a chance to do its thing. Reverend talked about, we just added 2,000 members. If we had 2,000 members go off of ground zero into stage one from the last reset, we would have had more than 1,000 people from ground zero, stage one, moving into stage two, flowing into stage three. All those contributions would have been happening. But that didn't happen because everybody stopped. They stopped not because they don't want to work. They stopped because they didn't have a full understanding of how the system itself worked. Therefore, they didn't know what they needed to do to keep moving forward, and that was unfortunate. So now we're in a new system. So thank you for sharing that, Mr. Armstrong, and I can't wait to see your causes come to fruition. You go through all 64 steps. You have a testimonial to share with everybody about what Up2Give has done for you and your community, and that's the goal here. We want to start having stories, not about how much you've received, but what you were able to do with what you received towards your causes and mission. That is the next step that we want to get to. So thank you for sharing that, Ronald. Next up, Wayne Ironmonger. Let me unmute Wayne. All right, Wayne, go right ahead.
Hi, Brandon. Hi, team. Hi, everybody, wherever you are in the world. I am so excited, Brendan. We have 46 years of being on internet marketing. I started in 1971 with a great company called Amway, and I don't know if many people in the organization have been involved with them. I find this to be the best by far. If you help enough people get what you want, what they want, you'll get what you want. I know that's an old adage that's been around for a long time, but Derek and I have had a couple of brainstorm moments, and I think that if everybody is willing to give, then you must succeed. And I was going to ask a couple of questions that have already been answered, but I do have one. If you have 3 people and you help those 3 people to help 2 people, is that better than going wide, Brandon? I'm asking this for a reason. I had 500 on a front line in one group many years ago now, but what happened was only 4 lines went down and 5 wide. So we had a lot of people that weren't making any money. So I see the sense in this. If you help 2 people, help 2 people. But what we need is to be able to monitor. If Brandon's sitting down there with only 1 person, how can I know if we aren't able to see where he is sitting? If he's sitting with just one person, we can help them to get a second person. Is there some way the company could do that to help us for the first maybe 3 levels? Is there a program that they're thinking about doing, or is there something that we can do?
Well, great question. Well, one, you come from the Amway days, you know, Bill Britton, those guys, they say, you know, I made $100 million because I showed the plan to 1,000. Out of the 1,000, 100 did something. Out of the 100, 40 were serious. Out of those 40, 10 of them made me a multi-millionaire. So I understand those numbers. This system is not designed to look like a compensation plan. Therefore, they don't want, and speaking from the programmers, they don't want to have anything in the back office that looks like it can be a compensation plan. Now, saying that, right now they have what's called the hot box. That's designed to allow you to be able to see who might be stuck in any area and help them. What the new system, everything that you brought up, we've already requested. And we wanted to be able to make sure that you can navigate your back office. So we have a brand new upfront website, meaning the front page of it. There's 3 parts to this system. So step 1 was the website. Step 2 is the back office. You're going to see the back office change. And the back office, I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what it's going to be designed. What I do know is the other things that we have coming, I don't know how that's going to impact what the back office is going to look like yet. So I can't answer that, but I can say that we have requested it. And the third step into that whole process is also the marketing system that's going to tie in to everything. So yeah, everything that you asked for, we've already submitted and requested a way for us to be able to easily identify our downline. It might be 7 levels deep. It could be 20 levels deep. Who down there needs help? Where right now you can't see that. You only see your own personals that you've shared this with, and then you only see the hot box. So yeah, that is on the table. Feel free, if you have any suggestions about that, to submit it to the support ticket so that the company, then the programmers are seeing more people asking for that feature. With all the programming going on right now, it's just not top of the list. But definitely submit a support ticket saying, I would love to see this type of a feature in place so that they can see that and put it on their to-do list. So thank you for sharing that, sir. Next, you know what? I'm going to try one more time. I want to try my cousin. She's been wanting to speak. I don't know if her mic's going to work, but I'm going to unmute her anyway, and let's see if this will work. No, it's not working. I'm not able to unmute. All right, we got to work on that one. There you go. Try to say something, Marnita. Yes, I can. You're good to go.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Okay, so I'm not gonna front. I barely understand all the new enhancements and everything that we have going on, but I do want to say this. First of all, I'm so glad that you guys changed the contribution from $50 to $25. Man, let me tell you, the people that we are talking to, the people that we are trying to bring this opportunity to, if you tell them, hey, contribute $50 plus, give us $32, they're looking at you through the side of their eye, you know? But if you tell them, you know, for less than $60, here is an opportunity that can change your life, that can change your kids' lives, your sisters, brothers, cousins. At that point, you have at least a little bit of their ear. So I'm so excited that you guys did that. It just makes it way more accessible.
All right, to everybody, welcome to this. Hold on a second. Hold on, Marnita. My computer just kicked on. Oh, good grief. Come on now.
That's so
all right, go right ahead. Keep going.
The universe said enough of that, huh? So I like that it's accessible now to people that it might not have been. And I also like the fact that we don't have any more resets. Yo, let me tell you, for somebody like me who is new to this and who is learning how to present themselves and talk to people about opportunities, having 30 days or only having 60 days to try to make this happen was a pressure and a stress that really took away from why we are trying to share this vision with people. So now that we have time to grow and to learn and bring on people and learn the opportunity and become a part of the vision on our own time, it allows it to be more genuine. It's not like, oh, you know, I got to hurry up and do this because my reset's coming up. No, it's like, let me sit down and talk to you. Let me tell you what this opportunity is. Let me tell you what Bitcoin and what blockchain technology is going to do for you. So I'm rambling. By you guys doing that, it made it easier. And so thank you. Okay, everybody have a good day.
All right, Marnita, thank you for sharing. And now I'm going to mute all the lines out so I can say this and then close everybody. Mute all, close this out. All right, so thank you all of you guys for sharing, you know, your thoughts on where we are right now, the new updates that we've had over the past week. The company has forced me to turn on the camera so you can see me, and I told you guys I've been in experimental mode since we've been in lockdown. I've never grown facial hair outside of maybe my mustache, so I wanted to see what I look like. So this is forcing me to step out of my comfort zone. So thank you for putting up with my face. But more than importantly, having the excitement about what we're about to do. This thing is going to go viral. And I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to go viral. When you eliminate a couple of things, one, you eliminate people's risk, and you put money in their pockets, and you do it very quickly, you go viral. That's just a fact. When the cost of entry is low, we're talking $32 and then less than $25 on the giving box, then that makes it available to the most amount of people. When the giving box we know is going to go viral or speed it up once we have 50,000 members, then as a global community, our goal is get to 50,000 members as fast as possible. So how are we going to do that? Well, this new system is designed to make that happen. One, here's what your focus should be on. Not trying to wrap your head around 64 steps and 6 stages and what contribution on every single step and every single stage. That's not a productive activity. That is not going to help your business grow because you've learned that knowledge so that you can go and explain it to somebody else. Because if I were to sit down at my table with my mom right now, what am I going to go over with my mom with? Am I going to break down to my mom, okay, you need to have a personal network this much, and then we got step 2, and then we got 64 steps, and then you're going to go back in? Or if I just tell my mom this, Mom, let's get your business membership eliminated, and let's teach those people how to do the same thing. What is she going to understand? And I thought, Mom, you share with 3 people, you just made $75. You share, they go to stage step 1, that just turned into another $150. So that's $225 in your giving box, in your wallet, from sharing with 3 people and teaching them how to do the same thing. Does that make sense? That is it. So every new person that gets started and they're brand new, they don't know about Bitcoin yet, they don't know about the giving box, they don't understand the causes and all that, but they do know you share with 3 people, you teach them how to do the same thing, this is what you're going to get, $225 worth of Bitcoin towards your cause on the first 2 steps. That is all you got to focus on. By default, you're going to fill up your personal needs for qualifications. You're going to push yourself to step 2, and then step 3, step 4, and beyond. By default, you start to build the global community line. This thing starts to go viral, and it's going to go viral for 2 people. See, there's 2 virals we have here. We have one viral with the community we already have. If we just re-engage the 50,000 plus that's already in the system, before we even go out to the people that has never heard of Up2Give, we've got more than 50,000 people who has heard of Up2Give and have put their money down to get started. If those numbers just came back The system is viral, and we have multiple people going through all the steps. That's the first viral. The second viral is word starting getting out from people that's watching us, from people that's seeing, well, I don't know. I mean, it sounds good, but I've heard about people over there that they lost money, or they've got people that haven't gotten any contributions. That's what they're hearing by looking at us, because our own members didn't work the program, and they went out there and started spewing all that bad information. What clears up that bad information is the people we have here starting to have success, and we have Bitcoin hitting their wallet, which is why these things, and I'm looking to wait for confirmation, and I'm not getting it, to be able to share the information that I wanted to share. And even I got people, even now, we're doing a leadership call, and they're asking me questions, and they should be here. Yeah. Let me say, I am doing leadership call right now, covering this, and it is live in the Facebook group. This is one of my biggest pet peeves, is that there's only 24 hours in a day, and you have 700 people sending you messages, asking questions, and want private time on stuff we've already covered here if they just plug in. You know, I wish I could be there for every single person, but we can't. That's why we take advantage of the tools that we have here that's designed for all of you. But we have 145 people on a leadership call, and I have 500 people asking me leadership questions. Be on the call. It's that simple. But I did not get confirmation about, oh, wait. Okay, no, not till Tuesday. All right. Because there's one more thing that's going to happen here that's going to make this go viral. All I can say is this. You want to make sure you and as many of your people pay their $32 before tomorrow. As many people as possible. There's a reason for this. I can't go into why yet. Not until they want to announce it by themselves personally next week. But all I can say is make sure all of your people, even the ones that haven't plugged in, let them, hey, you got to pay your $32. You got it. Why? Trust me, you got to pay your $32, because what's going to be also announced on top of what we already have is going to explode all of your businesses overnight. Overnight, immediately. I know enough that I know that to be true. And they are not letting me say anything right now. So I'm just giving you guys a head start on this. If you haven't done the $32, if you have members on your business, especially your personals, if you've got people that, you know, you've shared it with 10 or 15 and only 1 or 2 have gone ahead and done it, you want to contact the rest of them and let them know. But then you're going to have those that say, I got to see proof first. I'm going to sit back and wait and watch and see what you guys do. Oh, well. So how do you talk to people? And I was talking to my cousin about this. I was talking to some other people, and the people have asked this question about building your business. Brandon, how did you sign up 70 people in 1 week and then to 150 plus? Well, I've got 22 years experience. I do have a network and a following, and I have mastered a certain skill set. And the skill set is that I don't recruit. I don't recruit. I make myself available for people to buy. And the people that signed up, they didn't sign up with Up2Give, they signed up with me. Now, you're not going to get to that stage overnight. That's this whole soft skills program. I don't go into anybody's inbox. I don't pick up the phone and start calling people. I don't pull out my phone list and go through and contact everybody on it. That is the old school way how they teach you. I believe in the law of attraction. However, if you're not at that stage yet, what do? Here's what you do. When you are on social media, when you're in conversation with people, You ask them a simple question. You have a conversation with them. It's the feel, felt, found method. Hey, what's going on in your life right now? What are you currently doing? See, here's the thing about social media. Everybody's faking it till they make it. Only a few people are doing the correct thing, which is act as if. See, I act as if I own this company. I act as if I'm the CEO of this company. I'm not corporate. I'm not CEO. I don't own the company, but I act like I do. Why? Because I want to take ownership of something that I'm passionate about. I want to always have control over my own destiny. I act as if. And as a result, people think I am. I'm not, but they think that because I act as if. So here's what you do with people. You just ask them, what's going on in your life? And even though they're faking it till they're making it, you keep them talking. You know what they're going to do? The truth starts to come out. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use it in that, in that ratio. Don't throw up all on, oh, there's this company called Up2Give, and if you get 3 and it's free, and you can get 15 Bitcoin, and oh yeah, we're doing philanthropy and charity. We got 64 steps and stages. It's the greatest thing in the world. Here's my link. You got to sign up with me. It's only $32. You're going to go nowhere doing that. And in fact, the people you sign up doing that, you got them off of hype, and they're going to leave you just as fast based on hype because they're going to hear hype from somebody else. Or you're going to have a disgruntled leader within Up2Give that things aren't working for them. They're going to go jump ship on something else, and they're going to get all your people based on hype. So no. That's not what you do. You let them tell you what's going on in the world. How's coronavirus affecting them? Are they working their job? Are they able to pay their bills? And then what you say to them at the same time is, I understand exactly what you're going through. I'm going through the same thing myself, or I know somebody who's going through the same thing themselves. And it's a bad thing out there, but there's other options. And I'm so glad to be doing what I'm doing because now I'm able to do this in my life, or this person's able to do that in their life. And when you're having that conversation, people in their mind, here's what they're hearing. Wow, you understand my situation. You have empathy for my situation because you've personally experienced it yourself, or you know other people who have. But you've also found a solution to your situation, which is similar to my situation. Therefore, if your solution was good for you, maybe your solution can be a solution for me. And the next thing you know, they're asking you, so what is it that you're doing? What are you doing during these trying times? How are you getting by? And now they're asking you. I'm glad you asked. Well, let me invite you to something that I'm seeing it changing a whole lot of people's lives. We got a presentation coming up tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. You got 15 minutes? Yeah, everybody's got 15 minutes. That's one way. Here's another way. If you want to be a little bit more direct, you ask the person, hey, listen, because of what's going on out in the world and everything right now, are you open to hearing about any other opportunities, any other plan Bs? Are you at least open? It's a yes or no question. If they say no, hey, more power to you. If they, if it's right, I was always taught, I don't use this anymore because I think it sounds kind of corny, but it worked back in the day. Hey, listen, if the money was right and you could fit it into your time schedule, would you be open enough to be hearing about an opportunity that could potentially change your life if you take action? That's the ACN way I was taught. Listen, if the money was right and you could fit it into your time schedule, would you be open to hearing about an opportunity that could potentially change your life? I learned that 20 years ago, and I still know it to this day. Yeah, if the money's right and it could fit in my time, yeah, I'm open. That's a direct way. And then when they say yes, you say, hey, listen, this is not the time where you're going to explain to them about Up2Give, about charity, about philanthropy, about all this. It's at this step. Say, listen, I'm going to send you some information. You got 5 minutes, I can show you a quick video. You show them the intro video, or you do a 3-way call at that step. I was telling my cousin this. Don't try to explain it to them. Put it on me. Find somebody that can do a 3-way call with that for a couple of minutes that will explain to them what we're about. And on that 3-way call, They're not hearing about everything Up2Give is about. It's only to invite them to see the presentation. Every three-way call has one goal in mind, to put them on a presentation. If you let myself or Stephanie Graham or Peter or Lizzie or whoever else is doing presentations out there so that they can see it through their own eyes and not through yours. Because most of you right now, you're going to be talking to friends and family and people in your network. These people know you. They don't see themselves getting rich through you. So anything that you show them through your mouth is going to be an automatic no. They still love you. They just know you. All right? So you need somebody else to tell them. If somebody else invites your person to a presentation, they're 9 times more likely to show up than if you invite them to the presentation. Because they know if they don't show up, you're still going to be their friend. But they're not going to embarrass themselves if I invited them and they not show up. They're not going to embarrass themselves like that and put their character out there. So you let somebody else do it. This is where the community steps in and helps out on your favor. You put somebody on my presentation, they're signing up. Well, at least 7 out of 10. I have at least confidence that I know what I'm doing. And you only need 3. And you help those 3, now they get their membership erased. Now you don't be selfish. You let them know, hey, you did it. You got to help both them do the same thing. Get their 3. That is the only focus of us as a community. 90% of our comments, our focus, our questions shouldn't be on, oh, when am I going to get my next contribution? When is this happening? When is that happening? What does this stage mean? No. It should be on, have you helped 3 people eliminate their monthly membership? Because by doing these steps, it will answer all of your other questions because now you're experiencing the ecosystem. It is working for you. The AI recognizes your efforts. You're getting contributions now because you're putting in work. I hope this makes sense. I mean, to me, this is basic. But for new people, this is something that's brand new. At most, when people are asked questions, well, what is it? We are all about philanthropy and charity and giving back. Is that something that you can be, excited about? Helping other people? That's what we're all about. Can you tell me more? Yeah, you hop onto a presentation. We got a 15-minute presentation, or you send them a recorded one. But you don't just send them the recording. You say, when can you have 15 to 20 minutes to watch this recording? I'm going to send it to you, and I'm going to call you in the next 30 minutes, and we can talk about it. Because you know how people are. They say, send me information. All that means is they're just trying to get you off the phone. They're just trying to satisfy you so you can stop bugging them. You can't just let it go with that. You have to treat this like a business. Make appointments. Have it set up. Have your calendar set up. All your appointments on who you want to speak to, who's in the system, who's not. And then you start sharing success of others. You can talk all about your business on social media without ever talking about the name of the company. You can talk about, I am so excited. A friend of mine had a cause up. They just received, half a Bitcoin towards their cause and charity. It's so fantastic. I love what I'm doing. We already have company sponsored material that you can use. But if you go to my Facebook wall outside of, because of all the crap that's going on in the world right now, you will not see me saying anything about Up2Give, yet I will always be the top recruiter. Because every time I open my mouth, I'm always talking about opportunity. I'm always talking about a plan B. I'm always talking about bettering yourself, putting yourself in a better position, having more options. So people come to me and ask, yeah, what are these options? What are you doing? I'm glad you asked. Let me send you some information. Let me invite you to a presentation. I will be kicking this in overdrive when the marketing actually starts, because I have not marketed this thing yet. I personally want to enroll 500 people and show you guys how to do the same thing. What if you made this a goal? I want to help 10 people eliminate their monthly membership. And that's your goal. What happens to you by helping those 10 people do that? So you're not in a situation where you personally brought in 50 and none of them have done anything. Maybe only 1. Start small. See, you only need 2 to be qualified. but we're going to be above and beyond 2, because you shoot for 3, you may only get 2. If you shoot for 2, you may only get 1. Shoot for 10. Shoot for 20. So what about the strategy of going wide versus going deep? Here's what I would say, just starting out at right now, and some of you guys can sign up 20 overnight. But I'm looking at like if this is my mother. I will tell my mom, let's just get your first 3. Just get your first 3, and then we're going to help those 3 do the same thing. Once you've done that, then I will tell my mom, now let's go get you another 3. Now, let's say if she was able to get 6 right off the bat, she can enroll those 6, or you get your 3 and you give those 3 away to your 3 to help them to get their 3. Because we first want to qualify you so that you're on step 2 so you can start moving through all the stages. Let's do that first. And then you can go wide. And then continue to duplicate it. I do believe on, as much as we want to help people, the best way you can help them is by teaching them to do what you do, so that they're not relying on you giving them people. Because you're not going to be, if they're waiting on you to give them somebody so that they can be qualified, then their people is waiting for somebody else to give them somebody to be qualified, and their people is waiting on somebody else to give them, so that, you're going to stall very quickly. You're only one person. I can't personally enroll 10,000 people to feed everybody else. You want to teach them how to fish instead of giving them fish. So by teaching them, you say if everybody focuses on getting your business monthly membership eliminated and erased, that's going to duplicate. And we're going to make a big show out of it too. Let me keep that thought to myself before I get myself in trouble, saying how we can recognize, yeah, we will do something special. We'll recognize any individual that has their business eliminated. Now, you know what? We will create a banner for that. I'm gonna get with Justice to see that. Just throw her out there. We'll create a banner for anybody that has their membership for free. Their membership erased, eliminated. We're gonna make a big deal out of it. We're gonna put you all out there. We're gonna make a banner and put it on social media so that everybody can see what you did. I think that's gonna be cool. On top of those that reach stage 4 and 5. I don't know if I'm going to do it at stage 3 because there's so many of you. I think one day it took me 4 hours to do all those, and I was like, wow, this is just the beginning. So we'll see, but I definitely want to recognize those who eliminate your monthly membership. We'll make a big deal out of that. And if that's what you focus on, everything else will fall into place. So that is it. We are, an hour and 21 minutes in. I like to keep these just under an hour, but we are less than 24 hours away from the reset. So what time does the reset actually take place? Whenever the developers flip the switch tomorrow. It could be normally a reset happens around 3 a.m. Eastern time, which is midnight for me in California. One time it happened at 11 p.m. my time. Another time it didn't happen until, 2 or 3 p.m. the next day, which was like 9 or 10 or 11 a.m. for me. So we just keep an eye on our back office. As soon as it switches, it flips, we go in there and we do our $25 contribution. And we get as many people in our network to do the same thing. And then you're going to hear some information this week that's going to kick this in overdrive. And when I say kicking in overdrive, I mean that this is going to be on steroids. And your organizations are going to explode. And then and once that information is given, maybe I'll do another emergency leadership call, which will probably be on Wednesday. If after that information is given, I might do one on Wednesday to go over strategy on what we're going to do with the information that you've just been received. So by this point, we're already into the new reset. And I got to manage your expectations as well, guys, since we're not in an automated system and we are just starting a reset. it might take maybe 5 or 6 days before we get to step 3. Yeah, about step 3 and step 4, it might take 5 or 6 days. So tomorrow's the 15th. We'll look at by the 25th, we might have steps 4 and 5, you know, we're running through. And then we'll see how fast this moves. What do I think the first blockage is going to happen? I think the first blockage is going to happen on stage 1. I think we're going to have people flying out of ground zero because they got there too. And then I think we're going to see a whole lot of people stuck on step 1 because their 2 need to get 2. So once that happens, and then you're on step 2, then you're going to start to see things fly after you get to step 2. So how do we get ourselves unstuck from step 1, stage 1? Is by having everybody focus on eliminating your monthly membership and teaching them to do the same thing. This is what the company calls the buffer zone. And the reason why they did this is not because they want to hold you all back. Is the company wants to reward those who's actually working so that the system is not in a situation where there's a whole bunch of people sitting there doing absolutely nothing. That's what happened on the last one. We had a bunch of people who signed up their cat and dog. They signed up great grandma who doesn't even know the name of the company just to be qualified. And then they thought that they were going to ride the global community line all the way through 6 stages. And if everybody has that same mentality, nobody's building ground zero. So this is the buffer to separate those individuals. If you want to benefit from the global community line, you got to help 2 people, not just sign 2 people up. You got to help them. And we made it easy for you by rewarding you for helping them. You're going to receive more contributions, and you're going to eliminate your monthly membership. And we're not having a reset, so you're getting stuck and starting from scratch all over again. So we as a community, it's not up to give. It's us doing this step. And then the announcement on later the week is going to help that step out even more. So we're going to have people flying out of step 1 into step 2. So just want to manage your expectations. I also guarantee, because this is computer programming and this has never been done before, there's going to be a glitch somewhere along the way. I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know how big or small. I just know there's going to be one. So when it happens, I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to go in the WhatsApp group and the Telegram group screaming bloody murder. It will get corrected. And we keep moving forward. So with that, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I will get this recording out as soon as possible. Those of you on Facebook, I wasn't looking at Facebook, so I don't know if all the questions that might have been asked there. If you want to be able to participate, then it's best to come on the Zoom. If you just want to be a spectator, then you can watch it on the Facebook Live. But I'll get this recording out to everybody. It's go time. I'm excited. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. The moment that system hits, make that $25 contribution, and let's run and let's roll, everybody. God bless. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.